Yes, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody? Big up for everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining me this evening, guys. We're back again. Everything's good. First off, thank you very much for everyone asking how my daughter Penny is. She's doing great. We're back home. Everything's great. Thank you, guys, for hanging around. Appreciate all the love and messages that everyone sent. I do really, really appreciate it. So thank you. She's doing grand. Appreciate the love, guys. Appreciate the love. Um, Secondly, as you might know, I have a new Twitter. So if you're not following me on my new Twitter yet, go and check me out on my new Twitter. That is the only social media I will have going forward. Um, yeah, Twitter and YouTube is all I'm doing, guys. I'm sick of all the drama and BS and all that sort of crap. So yeah, Twitter at Chats Jamie FC. It's there on the screen right there. You should see it. Chats Jamie FC. Go and follow me on Twitter over there, guys. Big up to everyone. Yeah. So guys, that's how are you all? I hope you're all doing well. I feel weird because I haven't done a video in a few days. It always feels weird when I haven't done a video in a few days. I don't know why. So used to doing every day, but yeah, big up to everyone. I hope you're all doing really well. Yeah, I hope you had all good weekends and enjoyed the football on Monday. Liverpool winning another game. I haven't obviously spoke about the game yet because I've not been at home. So I'm going to speak about the game for a little bit now and then get on to some of the chat for today. This video is just going to be a nice one, guys. We're going to talk about Liverpool's top four hopes. There's slim hopes, slim chances still there. We're going to go through the fixtures between ourselves, Man United and Newcastle, who's a team that might drop out. We'll talk about, going to next season, what we're looking at, transfers, just a nice, easy welcome back to the videos. And when I say that, a train literally goes past. Yeah, you might hear a few trains tonight, guys, because the train line's been really busy and it's right outside my house. So I do apologise. But yeah, big up to everyone. Big up to Stubbsy. Big up to Ensman. Big up Ali. Big up Panoff. Big up Bruno. Big up Gary. Starboy, how you do it? Redbird, Bruno, Panoff, Ensman, Captain Sal, my man in the house, Stubbsy, Psychedelic, man like JVNO, John, Sheba, come on, Brighton, Maisie, Jen, Ravi, big up to all you guys in the house. I do appreciate all being here. So here, big up, G. How you doing, G? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Ensman, if you're still about, man, you want to come on, let me know and I'll send you an invite. I'll throw you an invite in the WhatsApp group. Big up Michael in the house. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you're doing well. Ensman, if you're about and you're available for like half hour, 45 minutes or whatever, I can send you the link, man. Big up Aaron, how you doing? Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Big up Mac. There you are, my man. There you are. Never forget, never forgot. Don't worry about that. Friday, cold one in the house as well. Hey Jamie, how's your daughter? Big up everyone. Yeah, daughter's doing good, man. Ends, I'll send you the link on your WhatsApp. Yeah, I'll send you on your WhatsApp. Let me just do that now. We'll get Ends man in the house as well. We'll just go have a good chat. Let's have a chat, guys. Let's just have a nice chilled chat. Everything Liverpool related. No ranting, no screaming, no shouting today. Nothing to do with that. Let's just have a nice, easy. Let's just a nice, easy chat about Liverpool Football Club, shall we? Chelsea can do us a favour. They nick points off United and Newcastle. Yeah, Chelsea could be the queen makers in this the kingmaker in this whole thing. Chelsea. Do you know what? Do you know what else as well? Sorry about the McDonald's. I literally just ate 5 minutes ago. I threw food down my throat so quickly that I ain't going to get acid reflux tonight, just so I could go live for you guys. So I hope you appreciate it. Yeah, Chelsea could be the kingmakers in all this. They could be. And do you know what the other funny thing is? The other funny thing that I sort of, Man United fans were talking about, this 7-0 doesn't really matter. It means nothing losing 7-0 to Liverpool. It means nothing at the end of the day because we're still above them. Do you know if it comes down the goal difference between Liverpool and Man United for fourth place, that our goal difference will be better in theirs because of that 7-0 win. Do you know what? Part of me hopes it comes down to goal difference between Liverpool and Man United, and Liverpool finish above Man United on goal difference, when all Man United fans were talking about, oh, that 7-0 didn't matter. It didn't mean anything because we're still above them in the league. They'll probably lose their next game. So can you imagine if we got fourth on goal difference because of that 7-0 battering we gave them? Part of me hopes that actually happens instead of them beating to fourth by a point or two. That'd make it hilarious for me. That'd make it hilarious. Big up, Andrew. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. I know it's been emotional for you, my man. I hope you're doing well, Andrew. Hope you're doing well. Psychedelic in the house. How you doing? 7-Up. United need to bottle it. I hope it happens. That would be hilarious because I've got receipts for people. There's receipts there. I'm a bit annoyed we left it too late to put a run together. If only we did this a few weeks sooner. I agree. Best game of the season at 7-0. But even better if the goal difference was 7 goals. Oh, could you imagine? Curtis is a hot topic. We're going to talk about Curtis Jones in this as well. Fair play to him. He's really putting the name in the mix for next season's planning. So, McAllister will happen new tonight, I reckon. Yeah, I mean, McAllister looks like that could be doing as well. We're going to talk about all that. Let's talk about all that good stuff. Yeah, let's talk about all that good stuff. So, let's talk about Curtis Jones for a minute. He has taken his chance in the team extremely well. Now, I'm not going to be one of these people that sit here and pretend I told you so or anything like that, because I didn't think Curtis Jones had a future. I'm one of them Liverpool fans who said, I don't know if Curtis Jones has a future at Liverpool Football Club because I don't know where he plays right now. Now, if we play 4-3-3, I don't think Curtis Jones works in a 4-3-3 and that sort of the way that midfield is done. The new positioning Curtis Jones has found himself in by changing the way we play with the system and tweaking our formation means Curtis Jones plays a little bit more advanced up the pitch, because you've seen his goals lately. He's our biggest goal scoring midfielder this season, and you see where he's grabbing his goals on the back post. He's always available on the back post because he's getting himself in attacking areas of the pitch. If we're playing a 4-3-3 and it's a solid 4-3-3 with Trent at right back, no inverted stuff, no going into midfield, and it's a solid 4-3-3, I don't think Curtis Jones gets that space in which he's done in the last few weeks. So the change of formation has not only helped Trent Alexander-Arnold to improve his game and come on a little bit more and been our best player last few weeks. It's also helped players like Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones is thriving in this new position right now. Now, we've always said Curtis Jones has technique. He's a technically very, very good footballer. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. He's technically a very good footballer. And he's never really got the chance to prove it in the system that we set up. Now, the old system of the 4-3-3 goal, the old 4-3-3 system, for me, didn't really suit Curtis Jones's game. Curtis Jones likes to play, the only way he was really getting into our team was playing left wing, and that was never going to happen playing 4-3-3. So he likes taking them areas of the pitch, them attacking areas of the pitch. And so the system has definitely helped him. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying, we're going to play this system next season, we're going to change next season. So apparently what Jurgen Klopp said is this system we're playing right now was the system we're going to play next season. Now, I've heard a lot of Liverpool fans are going mad on Twitter. You know what Twitter's like, man. Liverpool fans go a bit mad on it. Let's get ends on first. Yo, up, my man. How you doing?
Can you hear me, yeah?
Yeah, loud and clear, man.
Big up. Appreciate the invite, man. About to chill out and eat something, but you gave me the call, so I'm here. Big up to everyone in the chat.
I gave you the back signal. I'm on my way. How you doing, man?
Good. I heard you talking about Curtis. Boy, he saved us some money. I tell you, he's gonna be. He has saved us a bit of money.
I think I was saying there, everyone in chat, the system that we're playing now suits Curtis. Not only suits Trent down to a T, it suits players like Curtis Jones, because I was saying when we're playing 4-3-3 and you've got that solid three in the midfield where you've got to do them roles in that position, what Klopp likes, that's not his game. He can't do that. He likes to get in advanced areas, and he is technically good. We've always said this about Curtis Jones. No matter what we say about him, we've always said he is actually technically a good little footballer.
Yeah.
And you get him in the right areas of the pitch, he's got that technique and he can do stuff. And now, getting Trent inverted, coming in, playing alongside Fabinho, lets Curtis has almost got sort of like a free role as a midfielder that can attack in our team.
Yeah.
But he's also, I'll tell you what Curtis is very good at. He's very good at keeping the ball, protecting the ball. And he's also one of the only midfielders we've got in our team at the moment that can win the ball back high in transition as well, which Klopp loves. That's what our game's about, counter-pressing. You look at the midfield we've had all season. Hendo can't really do that anymore because his legs don't allow him. Fabinho's been shocking all year. Thiago's always injured. Elliott has been put in that position where it don't really suit him. He's not got that side to his game. So we've been neglected there. And Curtis is coming. I've said it for a while. The last few weeks when I watched Curtis Jones play, I said he's very, very similar to the way Gini Wijnaldum played for Liverpool on that left-hand side of that midfield. And I'm not comparing the two players, obviously, but there's a lot of similarities in their game. The way, especially at Liverpool, the way Gini played at Liverpool and the way Curtis played at Liverpool. So I'll be impressed with him, and I've got to say. And he's taking his chances, and he deserves a lot of respect at the moment, don't he?
No, he does, man. And look, with a run of games and confidence, this is what Curtis Jones can offer you. And I get what you mean about the Gini comparison, but obviously Gini was his own player and Curtis is his own player. I guess obviously the little similarities in terms of ball retention and kind of keeping us ticking and winning the ball back in transition. They're similar in that mode, but in terms of individual players, they're completely different. Because Curtis has the ability to offer us goals as well from different areas on the pitch, which is great. His passing is up there as well. Creativity is up there, and even his movement and aggressiveness. I'm starting to see him now, where he's running around. He loses a ball, or someone else loses a ball, and he's at them again. And he does this for 90 minutes. So, man, it's good to see Curtis doing what he's doing. Long may this continue. This is what I wanted to see in terms of a running at the end of the season. He's had 9-10 games now, and he's and he has performed in all of those games, and he's adding goals, he's adding assists, like what we've been asking, from our midfielders. So he's possibly. I'm not saying, we shouldn't go out there and buy other midfielders and maybe better midfielders, but he's probably saved us a bit of money there in terms of him now stepping up, and vice versa.
Say that,
I know, but. It's hard to hear. I know people, but look, we were talking about selling him. Now we're talking about keeping him. He's another midfielder.
He's priceless at the moment. That's why.
Scoring goals. But quality performance in the last game, man. Took his goals well. Could have had a third one if Gakpo didn't want to,
Gakpo had a bit of a Darwin the other night. But no, Curtis Jones. What's mad about Curtis? Because obviously I was in hospital with my daughter, but I had the game on because football comes first. But I was in Ronald McDonald housing with my other kids. I was just chilling. My wife was at the hospital, and it's like half a mile apart, and so we were just chilling there and watching the game and all that. And when Curtis Jones scored, literally everyone thought it was Salah.
Oh,
the second goal, because of the second goal, because of the way the goal was so good, it was a class goal. On the turn, half volley. It's like, well, that was Mo, because of the hair as well. Once I was like, shit, what a goal by Salah, and it's like, shit, that's Curtis Jones. Jesus.
I mistook him for Diaz at one point as well.
Yeah, Diaz, it was Salah. It was all that sort of like, that can't be Curtis Jones, surely. But that second goal, man, that was obviously the VAR thing. Was it offside? Was it onside? That call was so tight. It was basically level, in my opinion, because the back foot, I think it was Evans.
Yeah.
The back foot of Evans looked like it was keeping him completely onside. So, but what a finish and what a little play Curtis Jones has been.
What a finish, man. just to find himself in those little spaces and the little swivel, because his first touch was cold. He just shifted it, so he turned on it and then hit it. As soon as it rose, he just hit it on the volley. Quality, and he's been outstanding, man. And it's good to see. Honestly, it's good to see, man, because I know he's been getting a lot of stick, undeservedly at times, because obviously when he has been given the opportunity, he hasn't really performed. But now we're seeing with a bit of consistency and a bit of confidence. Yeah, man.
Yeah. I like Captain Sal says here, I'm not with this saving us money thing because of a few good games against shite teams. But he has improved, no doubt. Look, I think like we all agree, like if this Curtis Jones is on more than the regular quality squad player, you know, I haven't got a problem in playing games. There's no doubt about that. If he's like this on the regular, yes, I understand what everyone's saying. I think the thing we have to understand with Curtis Jones, the man's been majorly injured. And last season, his whole season was disrupted basically because someone tried to rip his eye out. And then I think the season before that, and also this season, the man has suffered from shin splints really badly. So he's never been able to put a run. Because I remember what we've all been saying. The only time we can rate Curtis Jones is when he puts a run of games together.
Yeah.
Because it's very hard rating a player when they look pretty decent. Because we always used to say, oh, Curtis played pretty well tonight. Then you don't see him again for 4 months.
Yeah.
You know, what's that about? You know, where's he gone? And so it's always been hard. And then when he comes back, he sometimes don't look great and he looks average. But you know, it's definitely a play there. You don't score the goals that he's been scoring. You don't get into the positions that he's been getting into on the bat stick at the end of crosses, getting in around the box without some knowledge how to play the game, without some technique there and some skill, you know, and a brain as well. You know, he's got looks like he's got a decent football IQ. So you do need all that, and it's promising. Look, we're not going to say right, that's not by McAllister now because we got Curtis Jones, but keep Curtis Jones and buy McAllister. It adds to our depth, and that's all we're asking at Liverpool. Surely, all we want is depth. So Curtis Jones has to come in for 10, 20 games next season because of an injury or something, and he comes in, but you still got the likes of McAllister there or and other players that might be coming in. Then we're all happy, surely.
No, 100%. And I think obviously with the new system, obviously he gets the best out the team as a whole instead of just getting the best out of one or two. It actually gets the best out of everyone. And now you're starting to see Curtis, rise his or get his stocks up out there because now he's starting to score those goals because he's in the right areas and not in that, 6.5-8 kind of position in a 4-3-3. Yeah. So he's actually in an attacking position where he's able to go and do what he needs to do. Same as Trent, allowing Trent to be in this position as well allows us to be a bit more unpredictable as well. And then there's a few more players as well that's performed with it. Gakpo's doing well. You know, I know he didn't have the best of games the other night, but he's still done well enough. Diaz is he's come back in. He has to learn the new role, new system, and stuff like that. And even Fab, the one that we all kind of writ off, said we wanted to sell. He's starting to turn. Told you a bit of sunshine. Went to Spain, relaxed, got a tan, came back. Good, man. Legs are moving again.
I've got a thing on Fabinho that I'm going to talk about in a bit.
Okay, cool.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. But before we get to Fabinho, because there is some things I want to say there on Fab.
No problem.
Let's talk about this guy.
What can you say, man?
Look, Trent Alexander-Arnold, that free kick goal, his customary free kick goal against Leicester, by the way.
Yeah.
He might not have had his best game the other day. Look, everyone keeps bringing up because you get people because the Trent agenda has to keep going. No matter he's awesome at the moment, yeah, and people can't have it, right? Because the new stat comes up. Did you see how many times Trent gives that the ball away? 44 times he gave the ball away that game.
Stupid stat.
Because he's looking for the killer ball that no one else can play. And I would rather, I don't know about you, Enz, I'd rather have a player that's trying to look for the killer, more creative pass every single time than a 3-yard sideways pass and does that for 90 minutes and has 100% pass accuracy.
That's because we live in a world where everyone based their football around stats now. They don't actually use their eyes anymore. You can clearly see the guys trying to create in trying to get us up the pitch and create moments where we can score goals. Or do you guys prefer a guy that just passes side to side and then has 100% pass completion?
That's what I'm saying. It's mad.
It's stats now. It just made the game. It's weird because people you have a conversation with someone, you've watched the game, they've just looked at the stats, and they feel like they know more about the game than you do based on the stats. But they didn't even watch the game. It doesn't make sense.
Oh, you hear it all the time. It does my head in. So Henderson's probably got a better passing accuracy for a season than Trent has, right?
Yeah.
But who would you rather have on the ball? Trent or Hendo?
Yeah, in
Come
the
on. This
final
is no
third,
diss
we
to
know.
Hendo, by the way, but he can't do what Trent can.
Yeah, that's true.
And Ham, look, Jurgen Klopp has apparently said that this system was meant to come in next season, right? The system we're playing now was meant to come in next season, but he brought it in a little earlier because we were shit, right? And
he needed to bring this
and
in.
he had enough of us being shit. So he's like, right, I'm going to bring it in. We're going to end the season on a high. So the players have got this into their, already thinking about this system as we go into next season. So and this is where I debate, some Liverpool channels, some non-Liverpool channels that are just neutral football, like Football Terrace and stuff like that have discussions and all this, and they bring panel members on that ain't got a Scooby. And it does my nutting, right? Because they're going about transfers. Oh, it's Curtis Jones. Oh, FSG Liverpool probably watching this, and Curtis Jones thinking we don't need to buy a player now. Oh, this, that. Oh, Trent's new position. We don't need a guy and all this, right, guys? It's not. Klopp had this system in place for next season. So the players that he was already looking at are for this system next season. So it's not about, Trent's playing well, so we don't need someone. Curtis Jones playing well, so we don't. No, Klopp's happy they're playing well, but this system's all about next year. He's already looking at next year. Got all this in place for next year. So the players he's looking at to bring into the football club are still the same players he's looking at. There's no one taking anyone's spot here. I think people just get so wound up, and it's
Jamie, we're the only team, I realise, and speaking to a lot of fans, we're the only team that worry about the starting 11 and don't want anyone else on the bench, to fight for a position. It's like as soon as you add two players that's really good in the team in one position, oh no, we got to sell one. What do you mean sell one? We need as many good players as we possibly need for this team. And if it means that someone's going to try and push Trent out of the team, get someone to do that. If it means someone's going to push Curtis out of the team, get someone to do that. Yeah. If it means getting someone to push Salah out of the team, get something, because it's only going to make us a better team. It's only going to make us better going forward.
Yeah, exactly. And Max right, we need cover for Trent if Trent gets injured and we're playing that system, of course. Maybe that's why he's looking at, your Gravenberches of the world, your Mason Mounts of the world, these sort of players that come in and, play that way. Big up Jen with a super chat. Big up Jen. Hope you are well. And it's Penny. Hope she's okay. Big hugs. Yeah, big up Jen. Thank you very much.
Big up Jen.
Massive super chat. Big up to you. Yeah, Penny's doing fine, man. Penny's doing really, really good.
Good.
Yeah, look, Trent is just he's a quality player. There's no doubt about it. He looks refreshed in this role. I know people argue he's not playing midfield because he's an inverted fullback. Yes, that's true. He's coming into them positions instead of starting them in them positions. I understand that. But watch a game of football for 90 minutes. Trent's in midfield for 80% of the time. He's not actually going back into a right back position yet. Unless we lose the ball when he goes back and covers into that position.
Yeah.
Or we start from goal kicks and stuff like that and he starts to drift into midfield. But there's still people talking about, can he actually play in midfield? And I don't know what people's issue with it is right now. I'm watching a guy who has all the technical ability in the world. He actually looks like a better defender in midfield than he does at right back. Because at right back, if Liverpool got the ball 70% of the time, like they do in most games, I think it's just in Trent's makeup that he gets a bit brain foggy and, sometimes forget where he is and stuff like that. But in midfield, you can't because all the action's around you. So he's constantly on. And what I love, when you watch Trent, everyone go back and watch the last few games, yeah? Watch Trent play. Just watch Trent on his own. He's scanning all the time. He's always scanning, which means he knows his position on the pitch. He knows where players are, so he can just give it straight away. Apart from Thiago, who else does that?
Yeah, well, they're meant to because they're professional footballers. They're meant to be scanning all the time when they're playing. I know a lot of them do it. It's just probably we don't pay enough attention to them while they're doing it. But
Yeah.
look, I know everyone has their own agendas on Trent. I've personally said he can easily play. Look, he's completed right back. He's completed it now. Now it's time to go and complete midfield.
His next step.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So
It's like
let's see
Kimmich.
what happens, man. Let's see what happens. Let's
It's
see
like
what
Kimmich
happens.
at Bayern Munich. Kimmich played right back. Started there, was good. Then he had so much ability. Bayern Munich saw a player in him that could just play in that midfield area. And
Because they
look,
realize you're wasting a player that can do
yeah,
more.
yeah.
Moving
Gareth Bale
forward.
started at left back.
Realize
Then
you're wasting him moving forward.
why can't we do? What is the agenda with doing it with
I don't
Trent? I
I
don't
think
get it.
I think it's because the pundits we have, and most of them weren't that great at playing football anyway. So when they see a player like Trent and he's able to win that many trophies, being apparently not good at defending, but won all those trophies as a defender, and then moves into midfield and making it look like child's play, there is going to be hatred there, man. They're going to hate him. They're gonna dislike him. I heard Redknapp was talking about him, about he doesn't like that new. And then the other day, creaming all over him again about, oh no, he's actually really good. Like, make up your mind, man. He's not good or he's good. You can't just have it both ways. And after each game, you just rate him after. No, don't do that.
Oh, Jamie Redknapp only rates players after 90 minutes. Then in the next 90 minutes, he'd be like, oh, no, he's actually better than I thought. And he's like, you've watched him for 5 years, Jamie. What are you chatting about? I think that's why Sky is sort of like slowly putting him to the side. Big out Ganga Deep with big super chat, my man. Thank you very much. Jamie and Ends, I don't know if I'm alone, but at the moment, Liverpool is a club I love but don't like. I'll only start to like the club when we adopt a proactive approach when it comes to the squad development. Big up to you, my man.
Great question.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I've been saying this for a while. We're not proactive enough for my liking in the squad and transfers especially. I've always thought so we've got let's take Virgil as a thing right now. See, we don't know with Virgil if he's just played too many minutes since his injury, plus a World Cup, and he's just exhausted, or he is on the start of a downturn. We don't know. But as a club, we've got to start thinking about the Virgil replacement now for a player that's ready in 2 years. Instead of getting the player when Virgil's ready to put out for pasture and we're like, shit, now we need a Virgil replacement, it becomes harder to buy. Chelsea have been doing that for a long time. I know there might be a weird thing to say right now because Chelsea are terrible, but they did that for a long time. They had, who's the goalkeeper they had? He went on loan at Atletico Madrid. The Real Madrid keeper.
Courtois.
Courtois, yeah. They had him, but he weren't ready because Petty Cech was still there doing bits. So they sent him on loan for Atletico Madrid for 2 years. Eventually, Petty Cech was ready to leave and down his gloves and all that and give it a day. And instead of having to go and buy a new goalkeeper at the time, they went and brought him back. And, and he became their number one. And I think he was only there a year or two, wasn't he? And then he went to Real Madrid. But, we've got to be more proactive, in my opinion, in transfer markets sometimes. And, I think sometimes we react too late. We're very reactive. Like, we need new midfielders all of a sudden. So
Do you know what it is though, Jamie? With that, and big up Gangan
it's
Deep
a great
as well.
question, mate. It's a great question.
And big up to the guys that's giving me a shout in the comments as well. The reason why though, Jamie, is because us as a club, we're not like Chelsea and the Man Cities. That as soon as a player is on the downturn or not good enough, they just go and buy one. We have to it, and then having Klopp as your manager, he wants that perfect player. He needs the one that's going to fit in the team, not just as a player, but as a person, as a man. He needs to fit the right mold. So I think that's why it takes us so long to identify players. I'm sure we have a long list of players, but if Klopp goes and talks to them and they don't have the right morals or the right ideologies as him, he'll be like, "Whoa, that's not good enough." Even though we know as a club, like, no, get him in. But Klopp's like, no, this is what we have, and this is
like Liverpool would never sign. Liverpool would never sign Neymar under Klopp. It just won't happen because Klopp's like, "Why are you touching your sister?" And secondly, why are you always injured on your sister's birthday?
Yeah,
it wouldn't, and the entourage and everything, it wouldn't happen. You're right, Klopp is just. I understand as well. I do like that, Alex Ferguson was the same at Man United. That's why he never signed. That's why he let Pogba go. That's why he let big players go. That's why he had that bust up with Stamo after 2 years. It's like, nah, it's Man United. You're not bigger than us. Hold off. And he still carried on winning things. So you are right. That takes a massive precedent that you've got to find the right blend of not only play that suits your system, but also has a great mindset, is a great person, good to have around, good in the changing room. Is not someone who's going to come in and pollute the changing room and get into people's ears and get into people's heads and that about, maybe the manager's talking bollocks, let's get the word around, all that sort of stuff. So I understand that. And Gangway's right with the question as well. There is I don't know if that changes. I don't know if this new sporting director that I am not going to try and pronounce his name.
I've tried loads. I need someone to say it.
And then when Big Paul comes in, right? That's
Big Paul.
When Big Paul comes in, apparently he's not a yes man, is he? I've been reading up on him. So apparently he's quite aggressive in dealing with managers and that. And if he thinks the manager's wrong, he tells them. Now, what have we always wanted? That's what we wanted. Yeah. Someone to tell Klopp, nah. And has the gumption to actually stand up for what they believe in. I think Julian Ward was a bit weak in that department. I think Klopp was like, tell him, and Julian Ward would be like, oh, okay.
Didn't have enough time though, did he, to kind of learn that side of it? No, he's only here for a short period of time.
It's just. I think that's what Big Paul will come in and sort that out. That's what we call him, Big Paul.
Big Paul.
He'll come in and sort that out. Now, I've heard many things: short-term deal, long-term deal. I don't know what the poxy deal is. I think we just have to wait till he comes and the club tell us what's happening. Other than that, right? Obviously, we're going to have to talk about the sad news today. So apart from these two, so Milner and Fabinho are leaving. Because have you noticed in social media and on Liverpool everywhere, they're like, Milner and Fabinho have been making their farewell at Anfield. No talk of Milner.
Yeah, the disrespect. No, listen, they play for Liverpool. They had the shirt, and look, majority is we have to still respect them. They still did, the little, but they still did something. They still put the shirt on, and they tried, but they was always injured. We get it. But massive respect to them, man. They're moving on, so we can now replace them.
Yeah, 4 players going. So, players are coming in. For me, no, not Fabinho. I actually said Fabinho, didn't I? Well, I'll get to the Fabinho stuff in a bit. But Bobby, look, it's going to be that. I will say the away fans at Leicester. My word. Right, I know Leicester. I'm not going to get into the Leicester fans and what they were singing and all that they're a Tory place, so that is what it is. But I'm not going to get into that. But them away fans singing Bobby's song for 10 minutes straight. And then at the end of the game, when he came and acknowledged them, they're still singing his song. I ain't going to lie. Tear in my eye a little bit.
Can I throw something out there?
Go on.
Instead of trying to replace him, do you think we should just give him an extension?
I think they were trying to. I think it's literally Bobby who didn't want to stay. I think Bobby's looked at it and thought, I'm still good enough to play a lot of football. But am I going to play for Liverpool now? Darwin's coming. I think if you're a player, you look at it, Darwin's coming for a big fee. Yeah, he looks like he's going to be the main future at the football club. Then Gakpo comes in January and plays the role I'm playing. I think Bobby's looked at it and think, do I want to be 5th choice and just be that sort of player because I love the club? Or do I just want to go and Parsha's new, have 2 good years somewhere? But then also he's got to look at the Sadio Mane situation. Sadio Mane, desperate to leave Liverpool, wanted to leave Liverpool, went to Bayern Munich, beat everyone up. Now he has to leave. Then you hear today, I love this, by the way, Liverpool's PR sometimes does make me laugh, right? So I read today by some Liverpool Echo journalists, I think they are, or some kind of Liverpool media journalists, they saying that Mane, one of the reasons Mane left Liverpool is because he didn't get on with Klopp anymore. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? What, because he beat up Nagelsmann? And Sane. I mean,
Yeah.
and now he's not out on his ear at Bayern. It's mad. It's mad what's happened to Mane. And Bobby might be looking at him thinking, right, let's not go to Germany.
Yeah, let's go somewhere else.
Let's go Milan or something like that.
I
But
think he would probably suit them.
I think Bobby in Italy would be
Yeah.
immense. I think it'd be immense in Italy. But he's got to be missed, don't he? He's definitely a
Yeah,
legend
of course.
the football club.
Of
Definitely a
course.
legend of the football club. And the other player, I think is going to get a big reception with Bobby is James Milner. Now, we all take the mick out of James Milner because of his age, but look, James Milner's been a fantastic player for us, our football club, for 8 years. This is the longest I think he's ever played at a football club in his career. He's in Liverpool. He's won everything here. He's been a big part of us winning everything here. He's been one of Jurgen Klopp's right-hand men on the pitch. He's had a tremendous career. He's going to go to Brighton now, and I think he'll play well at Brighton. I think he'll get game time at Brighton as well, and he'll help the young guys there. Great professional. If you want to be a professional footballer, your kids want to be a professional footballer, show them James Milner. The right way to do it, man.
Mm.
You know, the right way to look after yourself. And I think him and Bobby are going to get. I sort of almost wish that one of them was leaving the year before or the year after. So they got their individual day. If that makes sense.
Yeah,
because they deserve it, don't they? Especially
no, they do. Milner, great servant for the club. He's won everything, as you said. I would love for him to have stayed in terms of being a coach, not a player, just being a coach, because I think he has the ability to. But I think if he goes, well, he is going to Brighton. When he goes to Brighton, I think we need to give him some sort of role at the club in the future, because he's been a great ambassador, you would say, for the club, and in terms of the way he's carried himself on and off the pitch, and he's kept our dressing room in check, helping Henderson in terms of the leadership team. So now, hats off to him, man. Be interesting to play against him next season. See if he has got the legs in the midfield. See if we, but if he plays well against us, like I saw what Lallana did this season, I'll be pissed off.
Yeah, they always sort of turn up, don't they?
Yeah.
But no, they've been great servants of a football club. Now, in this picture, there is another player who's out of contract this summer, but he's not in the picture. He's not in the picture. Do we know who?
Is it Nat Phillips?
Nope. He's out of contract this summer. Like these four guys.
Adrian, I know he's definitely.
Adrian. So the rumours today, the news coming out of Liverpool today is that Liverpool are trying to sign Adrian up to a new contract.
No. No.
That is why Adrian is not on that picture, and because Liverpool Football Club put this picture out. Their Twitter, Liverpool Football Club, actual official Twitter, put this picture out, and then there's an article about these four players. They do not mention Adrian, and apparently the reason is I think James Pearce and some others were talking today. I can't remember all your journalists' names now, but a lot of Liverpool-based journalists were talking about that today and talking about that. Liverpool are trying at the moment. The reason Adrian was never mentioned is because they might be looking to extend his contract by a further year. Now, we've heard that Kelleher might be leaving in the summer, and we've been hearing that we're after that German 34-year-old goalkeeper, right, to come in because he's got homegrown because he spent some time at Man United when he was a kid or something. So is it Hans Zia, or something like that? So they're looking at bringing him in. Now, a lot of people thought he was going to come in as third choice, and everyone was like, yeah, he's a decent third choice goalkeeper, helps the homegrown. It's what all the other top teams say. Look at City with Carson. Never going to play for him, but he's there as third choice to get a homegrown thing. So that's what Liverpool are going to do, just spend the money to get a homegrown player. But with the news that Adrian he might actually be the number 2 next season if Kelleher does leave. So it's a bit of a weird one, ain't it, with the Adrian?
Give Kelleher a new contract, the Adrian money, and let's move on from this conversation. I do not want to be talking about. There's not Liverpool fans. Excuse me, guys in the chat. I'm telling you, if this guy, if Alisson gets injured next season, and Adrian goes in goal, yeah, none of us want to witness that. I'm telling you, the guy that dives out the way, the guy that dives late, the guy that has no positioning sense on the pitch in terms of, you don't want none of that. We don't want none of that. Just give Kelleher a new deal. Look, well, how much is Adrian on? Even if he's on like 50 grand, add that onto Kelleher and say, listen, just stay here. Yeah, just give him the extra 50 grand.
This is Liverpool Football Club. Zia's actually a good goalkeeper. He is actually a good goalkeeper.
Yeah, but this is a Premier League,
I'm not
innit?
actually worried about him coming in as third choice if we get another number 2. The problem is that either he'll go second choice or Adriana goes second choice. That's the issue. And Kelleher shits all over all of them. So, as you say, I understand with Kelleher as a person, as a pro, that he wants to go to be a number 1. Tottenham are looking at him. Brentford are looking at him. Now, Brentford said they wanted Kelleher for next season, but they were put off by the £15 million price tag. Put off.
15. I thought you said 50,
15.
and I was about to say that's a bit low.
15 million. 1-5. They were put off by the price tag.
Taking a piss.
They didn't want to pay that money for Kelleher. I'm sorry. Kelleher's 24, 25. He's played for his international side. He's played big games for Liverpool. He's one of the best second choice keepers in the Premier League, without a doubt. He's great with his feet. He's a good shot stopper. He's good at coming out for crosses. His one-on-ones might need a little bit of work. But for a new age goalkeeper and what all the top clubs like now, good shot stopper and a great sweeper keeper, good with their feet, can start attacks from their goal. He's easily 30 mil. Easy.
That's the thing, though, and he's a very good goalkeeper, and we can't afford to lose this guy, man. And for them to try and lowball us about he's not worth 15 million, what, the guy that's won 2 trophies last season? Your club hasn't won a trophy for like nearly 100 years. Behave yourself. Nah, man, we have to listen. We have to do everything in our powers to keep him. I am not here to say sell him. Unless you're going to replace him for a better goalkeeper, there's no point.
Yeah, how much you go? What is the point of getting rid of Kelleher and spending money on another?
Jamie, in everyone's mind, Alisson can't get injured. I've seen it when he's been injured for a month or 2, and we had Adrian in goal.
I'd rather have Kelleher. If I told you right now, and I told you all in the chat, guys, Kelleher's got to play for 10 games, I don't think we'd be that worried.
No. And the thing is, I don't know if you're going to, go into this subject, but if we do get the Europa League, that's plenty of games for him. Give him that competition. Don't need Ali for those.
Part of me feels like if we got Europa League football, Kelleher stays. If we get Champions League football, Kelleher leaves. Because, Alisson's got to play Champions League and Premier League. Like this year, Alisson played FA Cup. Kelleher didn't even get that. So if we play Europa League, I don't see Klopp playing Alisson in the Europa League. I don't know if he wants to play on them pitches that are a bit dodgy at times and stuff like that. So I see Kelleher playing. If Kelleher plays Europa League, look, I'm going to say it right now. Liverpool finish 5th and get Europa League. I do expect Liverpool to get to the final. I'm putting that out there right now. And if Kelleher has a long season and think Liverpool's number 1 in Europe, and plays maybe the League Cup or FA Cup games, I think he stays because there's a lot of football for him. But if we get Champions League, I just don't see Kelleher playing. And then I don't blame him wanting to go because how long does he hang about? Look, you have the best goalkeeper in world football for me, Alisson Becker. I've argued with Arsenal fans because some Arsenal fans told me Ramsdale's twice as good as Alisson. And
who said that?
Arsenal fans, just generally. And they're all, look, chill. I saw Ramsdale. Ramsdale flies like a flying fox to save a ball that goes straight at him. And it's like, chill, man. Because the Arsenal fans go, you don't see Alisson making them sort of saves.
Doesn't need to.
Ramsdale does. That's exactly it. Doesn't need to because his positioning is perfect.
Even the one he saved in the last game, he made that look easy as well.
Yeah.
Any other goalkeeper would have been struggling. He just I'll just get across.
He walked over and went like that, and there was no fuss.
Yeah,
zero fuss. If that was Ramsdale, that'd be on front of the DVD cover next week. You know what I mean? It's just mad. I don't think Kelleher's much behind Ramsdale as a goalkeeper. I'm gonna say it now.
One gets first team, the other one doesn't, and one's got 2 trophies. So
I don't think Kelleher. If Kelleher and Ramsdale played first choice for their teams next season, I don't think there's a lot between them. Really don't.
Kelleher's what you'd say is a lot more calmer as a goalkeeper as well.
Yeah.
He's a lot more calmer. He does the Allison thing. His positioning, he's getting. When he first came into the team, it wasn't there, but then you could see how much he improved because he was making things look easy, even with his 1v1s. I know he said his 1v1s could do with a bit of work, but I think that even that has improved massively.
Yeah. I mean, look, I say his 1-1s need to improve. I just watch Allison do it every week, so everyone's needs to improve compared to Ali's. Ramsdale was Pickford. Did everyone see Pickford try and do that save the other day where he's back at the post when Haaland scored that header and Pickford went from one post to the other like that? I don't know what he was doing.
Silly goalkeepers, man.
Terrible. Yes, right. Look, quickly before we talk about this top 4 chance, I see people in the chat talking about Ivan Toney's got an 8-month ban. An 8-month ban.
That's harsh, man.
Right,
That's
but
harsh.
it's all right for the Premier League to be sponsored by betting companies and Sky Sports to be, sponsored by betting companies that then the Premier League pay billions of pounds to show football on their platform, but that platform is allowed to have advertisements from betting companies that help pay for the Premier League to be on their platform. That's okay. But if Ivan Toney goes into Betfred in Wigan on a Saturday and puts 100 grand down on something, that is not right.
And this is crimes that he committed when he was a lot younger as well, naive young player. Then these are crimes that they're trying to draw for. I can't believe it, man. And 8 months.
8 months is a long time, man. That's his whole season. Starts from now.
No, that is the whole season.
He can't play his next game. It starts today.
Is it start from today?
I think it starts from today.
We could have done with that against us, couldn't we? Jesus.
He can't play from today. I think it starts from today. I think it's straight in now. So that's 8 months.
Jeez.
So what?
Is that through a competitive or is it just 8 months from now? So there's summer counts and
I don't think the summer counts. I think it's competitive football.
Once the season starts, it's 8 months
then it
cycle.
Starts again. Yeah.
Wow.
If it started now and it was the summer as well, we'd be like, all right.
Yeah, just run out
3 months off for the summer. So okay, I'll chill.
Back in January, Feb.
I just do gambling online while I'm waiting. Can't do me twice. John says he thinks the summer counts. Okay, if the summer counts, then what? He'd be back. Because if he didn't
January, February
until Christmas, would he?
Yeah,
January, February. Yeah, so it's a long time. And that's
especially getting back up to fitness and unless he'll train during that period. of time.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's allowed to. Is he?
No, he's not allowed to have anything to do with football. So he's not allowed to go to the. He's not allowed to go to the ground. He's not allowed to interact with anyone.
Yeah, that's about January, February then.
So he's just got to sit at home. That's his whole season because he ain't going to get fit, is he?
I'm sure he'll fly somewhere and you'll pay for a little extra training session somewhere.
Apparently, it's back January the 15th. And then what? Gets back in training.
Hopefully, that's not against us.
Yeah, I bet. And then what comes back? What, February time? Probably February.
Up to full speed again.
That could cause Brentford a lot of issues next season.
Now, they probably have plans in place to replace him.
Do they go and do they sell him? Like, you can't sell him either because who's going to buy a player?
Worcester probably will be the guy that steps in because he's actually quite good.
Yeah, I like Ivan Toney, but 27 now, 28, 8 months off. He's it's a shit. But look, gambling. Look, people like to gamble. I like the old gamble here and there.
Andy said he's a red. He'll come watch us.
Yeah, I like to gamble now. I think a lot of people do. But look, Ivan Toney's he's loaded. I know what they're saying is they don't know what he's betting on. So he could be going in the shop and saying, all right, if I get a penalty, I'm not going to score it. So forth and so forth. I get it. I understand it. But the double standards of being allowed to take money off a platform that advertises gambling, but then players can't do it, it just screams hypocrisy to me. And it's weird, it makes no sense. If you don't gambling in sport, you're never going to get rid of gambling in sport because that's what makes sport a bit of fun sometimes, having a little flutter here and there. But don't be sponsored by any of it on the platform that you want to go on. Like, tell the Premier League tomorrow, all right, you can't be on the Sky Sports anymore. Tell Sky Sports, I want the Premier League now to do a thing and go, right, Premier League, look, the Premier League should write an article to Sky Sports and say, let the Sky Sports say, look, we don't agree with. We've had to do this, Ivan Tony. What we want to do now, you take away all your advertisement from betting companies when it's match days. Go, well, we can't afford to pay you anymore. Then
That's never gonna happen, man. As I said, the rules are there, but only when it suits.
An NFL player was banned for an entire season for betting 1,500. It's mad, ain't it? But what is it? So, if I'm a professional footballer and I go in the bookies and I put an accumulator on, but it's got nothing to do with my club or any club I'm playing against, and I'm doing it on League One and League Two teams, that's not allowed.
Do you know what it is though, Jamie? It's because they're within that circle system kind of thing. So even though you don't play for any of those teams, you might know players that play for that team. So say for instance, they do it for Birmingham and then say Bellingham did it, but his brother plays for Birmingham. And he's like, oh yeah, just miss the penalty if you get one job.
Jesus.
Well, it's referee, but no one in football can bet then, I take it.
I take it referees can't.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't be able to. They control the game.
If referees are allowed to, then I'll be like, that'd be
interesting, guys. If anyone in the chat can find that one out, can referees?
And it says clubs are literally breaching FFP betting. Yeah, that is so true. Look what City and Chelsea are doing. Yeah, but players can't bet. It depends what makes the money for the club. And they're like allegedly, we asked to put that in, but it's just a madness. But right, let's get to the top four. Get top four. Can we do it, Ins? Can we do it?
I'm going to stick to my guns, Jamie. I said we won't. I think we've left it too late. We've left it too late, man. Definitely left it too late.
What happened there? Sorry, I pressed a button.
Just getting used to it.
Yeah, I did have share screen.
Nah, so with the top four thing, I know that we're hoping on Man United and we're hoping on Newcastle to drop points. The good thing is, as long as we keep winning, possibly they drop points. Maybe in the right moment. But the only trouble is Newcastle's got Brighton, and I don't think Man United has anyone decent left to play.
What the fuck is going on here? Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
I don't know what's go.
Found it. I don't think Man United has anyone decent left to play where I think they could take, and I think they've got a couple of home games as well. And they've been very good at home, so I think we'll probably me and the boys were talking about him. He's Savage Cav as Beer was talking about it, and I think Savage said 1 point. We'll finish 1 point off. I think Zubiri said we might be there, and then we're kind of sitting on the fence with it. We left it too late.
I mean, so Liverpool are fifth right now, 36 games played, 65 points. A far better goal difference than Man United. We're a few short off of Newcastle. 70 goals scored, which is quite amazing, actually. That's crazy. It's the third best in the league. 42 goals conceded, exactly the same as Arsenal. But by the way, Arsenal apparently have this amazing defence of Gabriel and Saliba. Conceded the same against a team that everyone's dead. Yeah, okay. All right, Arsenal. By the way, Arsenal, since Christmas, since we came back from the World Cup at Christmas, I see the stats. Arsenal have got 43 points since Christmas. Liverpool got 42. And people keep calling me nuts that I said Arsenal might not make the top four next year. Right? And people could go, oh, Trey, who say that. Liverpool not exactly going to do it. I'm telling you, I don't think Arsenal have been as good as everyone thinks they have. And by the way, Arsenal, yet again, don't compare your Arteta crap to Klopp's stuff when we were going against Man City, because every time we didn't win the Premier League when we were going against Man City, we won a trophy. So, and you're trophyless this season. We won the Community Shield, so I'm counting that. And you're trophyless this season. Plus, last season, we were winning the league till 20 minutes left of the season. So we didn't give up. We gained there. You know what I mean? So look, top four. That's enough for me going to Arsenal. We're just doing my name. Right. I can't believe we lost 9 games this season. 9 games. I look at Man United. So everyone told me Man United are back ends. Man United are back apparently. Man United are back. That's what everyone's telling me. We're back. Great Man United are back. Who are literally 1 point in front of us right now. Conceded only 1 goal less than us and scored 19 less than us. But I've lost the same amount of games. We won less, 1 game less. But we are crap at the moment, as Man United and Arsenal fans will tell you. Liverpool, stay in your lane. You're not part of this no more. You're terrible now. You've gone. Klopp's 7-year itch and all this stuff. We're back, Chloe. Yeah. So, yeah. Are Man United back ends?
No way, man. That's crazy. And you know what? The losses can happen because there's a part of football. It's those draws, man, against these shit teams, bro. That the Crystal Palace, the Everton one, it's even though we had 10 men against Crystal Palace. But it's just in general, man. Those draws that we should never have drawn against these teams. You know, that's the extra 2 or 3 games there that we should have won in terms of from a drawing position, and that would have put us well in top 4, man.
Well, let's have a look at Newcastle's fixtures because I believe this is the team that could be caught. The reason I say this is the team that can be caught because I feel like I watched the Newcastle Leeds game and I think Newcastle felt the pressure of Liverpool coming. Pause. I think they felt the pressure of Liverpool, winning games and are right on their neck right now, breathing like they can feel our breath. And I literally felt, I watched that Leeds Newcastle game. I'm thinking, no, this Newcastle team's not quite right. This ain't not, they've got a lot of talent. And I think they feel, with Man United, I feel like they got a bit more know-how than Newcastle right now. And I look at Newcastle's games. So Newcastle have got Brighton on Thursday. So that's tomorrow night. That's going to be a big game, isn't it?
All right, Brighton. At least a draw there.
I
can't see Brighton losing to Newcastle.
That's gotta be. I mean, let me get all their fixtures up. What is going on here? There we go. Right, fixtures. I went on the wrong one. All right, there we go. So yeah, there we go. There we have it. So
Chelsea won as well.
They got Brighton at home. Leicester at home, which you'd think 3 points.
I think Leicester will win that.
Chelsea away on the last game of the season.
Yeah, I reckon Chelsea will win that one. And I reckon Leicester, because Leicester needs to they're fighting for the not getting relegated. They have to try and get some points.
You gotta feel like Leicester are gonna have to fight tooth and nail in that game.
Listen, they don't want to get relegated, and they've got pretty much most of their players back. I know we made light work of them. The first 20, 25 minutes, they were okay. They were aggressive. They were trying. But Liverpool are in a different form now. So we made it look light work. But I think against teams like a Newcastle, Leicester will be looking at that going, we could score goals here. And if we score goals, we could win it. So
right. Let's put this scenario out there. Because I know Newcastle at home to Brighton. And we just don't know what Brighton will turn up. I think Brighton has still got their head. Now, Brighton will still be looking at that they can get 5th. All right. They're not on the beach yet. They're still playing. And they're still trying to make sure they secure European football. Remember, Brighton, Siberia won't want all this work now to go down the pan. He'll want European football. So they're going to keep playing till the end of the season to make sure they get European football. No doubt about it. So this game for Newcastle, it's a difficult one. It's their game in hand on Thursday. Say it's a draw. And Newcastle are 2 points above Liverpool with 2 games to go. So all Newcastle got to do is match Liverpool's results. That's all they got to do. Now, I think Liverpool win their last 2 games. I think at home to West Ham, at home to Aston Villa, I think Villa know where they are now. So I think Liverpool win that. It's going to be an emotional game as well for Bobby and Milner and the other 2. And then the final game of the season is away to Southampton, who are they're relegated and gone. So I think Liverpool win their last 2 games. I think Newcastle will know that as well. With players in their heads will look at it and go, right, Liverpool probably go win their next 2 games. They're on a roll at the moment as well. I said Zubiri, didn't I? The Zerbi, sorry. So if it's a 2-point gap with the game in hand and all games level, Do you think Liverpool catch Newcastle?
I don't know because I think Chelsea can do it. It's the Leicester one. I think Brighton will get the job done. It's just Leicester. We need them to drop 2 games. Ideally, we need them to drop 2 games.
Well, it goes to the last day. Say Liverpool, say they draw at Brighton, and they've got the last 2, and there's a 2-point gap, and Liverpool win their last. Liverpool beat Villa on the weekend.
We'll go a point above them.
Newcastle beat Leicester on the weekend, so it's still a 2-point gap going into the last game of the season. Newcastle are away to Chelsea. Chelsea, no, Pochettino's probably going to be in the stands watching. Liverpool are away to Southampton.
No, I'm sticking to my guns, man. I don't think we'll get it. I'm sticking with it. I do think we'll win our games, our last 2 games, but I just don't think... I don't know. It's the Leicester one. I think Brighton will do the job. It's just Leicester, because if Leicester can do it, it makes that Chelsea game a lot more intense for them. And then they might just be crumbling, and then that will be just icing on the cake. But
yeah, I mean, that's big up. Everyone in the chat has just come in. Hope you're all doing well. It's... I'm not picking on it. So any Newcastle, I'm not picking on you guys. I'm just going on the fact that you're quite new to all this compared to like a Man United and Liverpool and stuff like that. And I felt like against Leeds, you did feel the pressure a little bit, which is understandable. Callum Wilson coming out talking about it as well also tells me they're definitely feeling the pressure. You know, when you start chatting, it's never a good thing. Let's go to the scum. So they are away to Bournemouth, which ain't easy, man. Man United's away record is apparently 5th or 6th in the Premier League, but the problem is Bournemouth are safe now. This is my only issue.
No, but they're playing well though, and they're looking like they want to win games of football. So it's Man United. They will get a jammy goal. Martial will probably bail them out in that one, and they've got Rashford back as well. So. Big up, Chaz.
Yeah. So that's their game in hand. It's not their game in hand. Their game in hand is the Chelsea game, isn't it? So
Chelsea, come on, man. Jesus Christ. Do us a damn favour, man.
Chelsea can be the kingmakers in this whole thing, and they just don't know it. Chelsea, wake up. You can't lose to Newcastle and Man United. Something's there, surely.
Lampard, win some, some games of football.
Chelsea have got Man United and Newcastle in their next 3 games. Chelsea surely can't lose both of them on the trot.
Do you know any Chelsea fans that we can ask a favour to?
Surely they're going to get something. I feel like Man United will beat Bournemouth. I just feel like Bournemouth are perfectly safe now. Is it Gary O'Neill? He's done a great job at Bournemouth keeping them up. Because Bournemouth shouldn't have stayed up. That team should not have stayed up. But he's kept them up. They're safe now. They're literally on the beach. So I think United will beat them. Then United have got Chelsea at home. See, here's the funny thing, Inns. I don't know if you heard me saying this earlier. So Chelsea, Man United fans, when we beat them 7-0, did you see all the Man United channels and all the fans come out and say 7-0 don't mean anything because we're still above you in the league? What's it actually achieved? What have you actually achieved by beating us 7-0 and all that? Do you remember all that conversation? Do you know what I'd love if we actually finish on the same points as Man United at the end of the season and we go 4th on goal difference? Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Oh, mate.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Any crazy person that tells you a 7-0 slapping by your biggest rivals in football history is an absolute twat. How can you say 7-0? Because if they beat us 7-0, I would not be... I'd just go missing. I can't even lie.
Oh, man, no.
There's no way I can take Man United 7-0.
Do you know what happened when we lost 7-0 to Villa or whatever it was?
Yeah, and the amount of stick we got for that.
And that was just Villa. Can you imagine your arch rivals doing it? I don't get, because they were above us at the time and they're still talking, what's it actually done for you? You've not achieved anything from it. We won a League Cup. Ooh.
Do you think they would have used the 7-up thing?
I'll tell you what. If I'm just going to get a crate load of 7-up if this actually happens and just
drink them on stream.
Liverpool should have a sleeve sponsor of 7-up next season. That's what
yeah.
if that was it. So yeah, I don't get why United fans spoke like that. I really don't. It's a madness. But these United's games, so they got 2 home games. This is the thing. So away to Bournemouth,
Mm-hmm.
then at home to Chelsea on next Thursday, and then they finish off at
The
home to
Fulham
Fulham.
one will be a good one.
So
Yeah, that Fulham one will be good.
So look, I said Liverpool finished 3rd at the end of the season.
Okay.
So parallels to what happened a few years back when we couldn't defend our title because of defensive issues.
Mm-hmm.
And then we went on that massive game winning streak, didn't we? I think we went 10 unbeaten.
Yeah.
And on the last day of the season, we won and went 3rd, didn't we?
3rd.
And Chelsea finished 4th just. And I sort of see something quite similar happening now. Look, what people are not talking about as well. If we win our next 2 games, we won 9 on the bounce.
Mm-hmm.
Again, Liverpool, I think Arsenal might have done it this season because they've been good. But again, Liverpool go on massive wins. These big wins. I mean, 9 Premier League games on the bounce, guys. I don't care if we've played well or not. Do you know how hard that is to do?
Yeah, it's true.
I don't care about the opponents and stuff. You know, we're not in a position yet but we always finish seasons well. So that's why I weren't worried about us limping into the end of the season because we always usually finish the season quite well. So, look, Liverpool just have to concentrate on themselves. Obviously, we have to concentrate on Liverpool, but we need to keep close eyes because that game tomorrow, if Newcastle slip up, I think Newcastle feel it. If Newcastle don't beat Brighton tomorrow,
because I think even Man United will send ricochets over to them because they're like, oh, they've slipped up. We better not try. That adds pressure to them as well.
Because what happens if Newcastle lose on Saturday, on Thursday, say they don't win, even a draw's good as well. If they drop points on Thursday, tomorrow night to Brighton, and then they see Liverpool go and win on Saturday against Villa, then there's no doubt about it, them Newcastle players will feel it. Because we will probably go above them before they next play.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So I think let me go back to what time's their kickoff? This is so interesting, man.
12:30, their first one. Is it the Brighton one?
Yeah, the Saturday one.
It's a 12:30 game, I think. Should be the first one.
So yeah, 8 o'clock against on Monday.
Is it Monday? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So they'll have So this is hear me out here, guys. So
Monday.
If Newcastle drop points to Brighton, they only draw that game, and there's a 2-point gap, and Liverpool win on Saturday against Villa, Liverpool go above Newcastle in the Premier League, and Newcastle got a whole weekend to think on it, and then they got to play on that Monday night game.
Would that be the first time we've got into the top?
Yeah, we haven't been in the top 4 all season. We could nick it.
Fucking hell.
It'd
be good to see us there at least once in the season.
Yeah, just for the weekend. Yeah.
Woo, top 4.
That would be. There's no doubt about it. That would put a lot of pressure on Newcastle. And as you say, it will ricochet over to United because they'll be like, they're in the top 4 right now as we speak. But it's just,
Okay, Max said we'll be 3rd as well.
Yeah, we're 3rd.
Yeah, we just need to win our games. That's the best thing we can do. Just win our games and let
all our games,
and just let what happens happen.
Man, I'd love to know what the odds are. I bet they're very tight. The odds.
I have to go and check.
I wouldn't be surprised if Liverpool are very slim because of the winning form right now. I mean, if we look at Liverpool's fixtures, we got Villa at 3 o'clock on Saturday, and then 4:30 game on Southampton on the following week. So there's our next 2 games.
Why are we at 3 o'clock on us?
It's our last 3 o'clock Saturday game.
I know, but because we're fighting for the top 4, shouldn't that? They should have shifted that fixture.
That game, if we win that game, and there's only 1 or 2 points in between Liverpool, Man United, and Newcastle on the last game of the season, because City have already won the league, I expect the Southampton game will be live, the City game, the United game will be live, and the Newcastle game will be live. There'll be the 3 live games, and a relegation team, I expect. if no one's got relegated by them apart from Southampton. Yeah, McCamak's right. Always make it difficult, man. Always make it difficult. Yeah, big up Solo.
I
Big up
appreciate
Solo.
it. Appreciate it.
Big up, man.
Only 9 away still, Jamie, from hitting that 700.
I mean, guys, 9 away. So if
9
you're not
away.
subbed to Ensman's channel, please go and subscribe.
9 away, people.
At Ensman TV, guys, go and subscribe. 9 subs and it'll get to 700. Let's do it. Come on. Let's get my man to
Have a
700
party tonight.
right now. There we go. Let's get my man to 700. And if you have subscribed, share his channel out. Put it on your Twitter, your Facebook, put it wherever you can. Get people talking and share it out. Jay breaking David Lynch. Liverpool won't sign Agate. I didn't think Liverpool. Look, the Agate stuff. I'm not surprised. Let's talk about it because it goes into the Fabinho thing. Right, my thing with Fabinho. I think the reason Fabinho has looked better the last few weeks is twofold. One, Trent's new position has helped him a lot. And secondly, everyone we've played so far, no one's really pressed our midfield. And a lot of the game has been in front of him. And I've always said this with Fabinho. When the game is in front of him and he can, and he's not in a hurry or he's not being rushed or he's not being harassed, Fabinho's excellent at reading the game. That's never going to leave his game because that's a mental thing. It's not a physical thing. He reads the game extremely well. I think the only defensive-minded midfielder that reads the game as good as him is Declan Rice. And he reads the game extremely well. But physically, he's never able to get to where he needs to be at the same time. But because the game has all been in front of him a lot lately, no one's really pressing our midfield. The teams we've played against lately, not a lot of them have been. Some of them have not been the strongest of sides, or they've got nothing to play for lately, or things like that. And I'm still concerned about it because it's still in some games, he's still getting walked past. I've got to worry about Fabinho. I want to see what Fabinho is like next season, back under pressure again, when Liverpool are playing teams where their midfield will press our midfield, and you got young players running around him, see where he's at. That is my only concern with Fabinho. I've always said it. He's a class player. He reads the game better, as good as anyone in the league. He has got good attributes to his game. He is a very good passer of the ball. He's got good passing ability. He can take a great penalty. He's got a shot on him when he needs to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely a good player. My whole thing is I've said this all the time, and I don't care who he is. I don't care who the player is. I don't want a player in my team that only plays well if they're being carried. And that's what I've always said about Trent at right back when people go, well, Trent can only play right back if Henderson work for him. And I don't want that.
No, Jamie, you have to be nicer than that, Jamie. Jamie, be nicer than that.
Go on.
He's carried our midfield in terms of just being the lone wolf by himself for years. Covering the amount of ground that he's covered.
Yeah, then he did.
You have to come and help him out now. He needs a bit of help now, Jamie. So we have to come, get Trent in there. It's not like we never relied upon anyone else in there with him. We were just like, he was the guy that sat in front of the back four and mopped up everything. And then he allowed Genie and Endo to kind of do the other side of the game. But he needs a bit of help now. And I think even seeing him play, even on the weekend, I see him doing Cruyff turns, bro. I was like, oh, he can actually move his legs again. Because he always runs really stiff, but now he's I don't know, man. He's looking good in my opinion, and I didn't say I wanted to sell him, so it's just good to see him at least playing at a decent enough level, to allow us to do what we need to do. And yes, Trent has helped him. You're right in that sense, in terms of having two there, because we defend in a 5 now. So you got the 3, and then Trent and him are the ones that sit in front of the 3.
Yeah,
and in terms of what you said about, yes, the game needs to be played in front of him. You're right, because before our run, everything was behind him and he was chasing people back. We know he doesn't have the speed to get back, so he has to be positionally right. He wasn't playing with a smile on his face, say 10, 12 games ago, and now he's playing with a smile on his face again. So I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Yes, we do need more, but obviously we know Besetic, if he didn't get injured, he would have probably been the one in there with Trent if he didn't get injured.
Yeah, look, I agree with all that. Fabinho, I like Fabinho. I just worry that if Fabinho's got the same issues next season as he had this season, that it's going to be a problem because we ain't got any other real DMs. You know, like we got DM. Like it depends what you want as a defensive midfielder because there's two ways of playing defensive midfield, ain't there? You can have that. You can be that defensive midfielder like a Rodri or a Lagarte or aggressive, get in, stuck into challenges. Or you can be like a defensive midfielder like a Pirlo sort of thing, where they sit back deeper. They're the last line, but they control the game. They anchor the midfield from that deep position, yeah? So you've got all different kinds of what a DM does for your team. I think for our team and the way we play, you do need an aggressive defensive midfielder that gets stuck in, reads the game really well, wins the ball back. Is capable of winning the ball back in high in transition, high out the pitch, and doesn't get caught in behind too much. And you need that kind of DM. And when Fabinho was at his best, there was hardly anyone better. There's no doubt about that. My worry is that, he's played a lot under Jurgen Klopp in that role. And sometimes it might not be an age for him, but sometimes he might never get back to that level again. And if he can't get back to that level again, Liverpool need a DM to come in. Now, I know a lot of people talk about Stefan. I just don't think Stefan's that kind. He's not a Fabinho, Rodri kind of DM. He's more of that. He's more of a Pilo DM, if that makes sense. Like more of a controller. Like someone who can get the ball and move the ball back and shift it about and shield at the back there, but not aggressive. Not, he's capable of like fouling, pulling a shirt, kicking someone.
He'll learn that.
Stopping play. Yeah,
No, but he had been doing that in terms of the game because I can't remember what the game was, but I remember him tracking someone down and chopping him down, and then winning it and then playing out from there. So I think he has that character in him.
But he's young as well.
He's young.
Well, yeah.
He'll learn that side of it, man. He'll master that art.
I like him going forward, though. I like him. I like Stefan more, not as deep, just a little bit further forward where he can affect the game more because he has got good passing ability and good control in midfield. So I'd like to see where Stefan plays next season. I really would because, if we're not after Ugarte, there is no. Like I've said this already. Liverpool, if they're not selling Fabinho, they're not getting Ugarte. It's as simple as that. Ugarte would only be coming to Liverpool. Liverpool looking to sell Fabinho, and they're not. So Liverpool are not looking to sell Fabinho. They're not going to buy Ugarte when they have got a Stefan Besetic there, like we just said. When they have got him there, they're looking at him. Look, people might not like it. He's our manager, so we just got to go what he is. As long as Jordan Henderson's at this football club, he's going to be used. And this is what I've been saying about this midfield, building for next season. Who do we buy in? Who do we leave? And I've always said it. I love Jordan Henderson as a player, as a man, the captain. He's been great for us. He's going to be 33 next season. He's played 49 games this season. He can't play 49 games next season. He just can't. And not that he can't because he's terrible or whatever. It's just physically. The longer you keep him around for, he's going to take a spot in your midfield in the squad. He's always going to be in and around. So you can't. There's only a limit of players you can get in if you're keeping so many people around at the same time. And if Hendo's going to stay at the football club till he retires, which by the look of it will happen, I don't see him going anywhere. He's already made light of himself. He put himself in that Modric category with, all them boys. Never mentioned James Milner once, which he should have really. But, he put himself in that category of I can physically play probably till I'm 35, 36, 37 like Modric and that. Yeah, call your jets in though. He takes a spot and he's going to play a lot of football for Liverpool next season. Guys, you just have to get used to it right now. John Henson is not going to be demolished as captain. He's going to be captain in this football club. He'll play a lot. He'll play a lot of minutes again next season, no matter who we buy. He will still be very important to Jurgen Klopp in his midfield. And so he's got Fabinho, Stefan, and Hendo for that 6 role. That is why we're not buying Ugarte, guys. Now, that's not an FSG thing. Sometimes we've got to stop with, FSG being tight again, not buying Agate. Guys, Jurgen Klopp is in charge of transfers. Can we just stop? Jurgen Klopp is in charge of transfers. Again, if you get Agate in and you're keeping Fabinho, Hendo and Stefan and you buy Agate in, there's no room for any of the midfielders that you actually want, like the McAllisters of this world. So it's not always the owners. Jurgen has a lot of say in captaincy, guys. Jurgen has a lot of say.
Back to the point I said as well, Jamie. Maybe he doesn't, maybe either the price isn't right or he doesn't match what we need. That's why, and to Gang, what was it, Gang and Deep's point?
Yeah,
I can't remember now.
Earlier.
And he was just saying, why we take so long, and we kind of reactive instead of proactive. Look, he's a great player. He's a good player that we could probably deal with, but I think maybe Klopp has his eyes on someone else.
Well, if he sees McAllister, that's the thing at the moment. There's a lot of talk today that McAllister has got his sights set on Liverpool. That's the talk coming out of that camp today that he wants to go to Liverpool. I'd love McAllister. I think he's tremendous. When I watch Brighton play, him and Caicedo are usually the best midfield pair on the pitch against whoever they play.
Let's go and buy both.
They're tremendous. I'd love to buy them both. Look, Brighton sending their two best players to one football club would be a madness on their half.
We're giving him one of our best, right? James Milner.
Yeah. But look, Brighton are already getting that Mohamed Dahoud, is it? From Dortmund on the free.
That's on a free, isn't it? So.
And he's a diamond of a little player. He is McAllister's replacement.
We were linked to him as well. We wanted him at one point.
He's McAllister's replacement, so he's coming in. Look, McAllister will be, if we get that transfer done, and he's our first transfer through the door, more than happy. More than happy with McAllister. I've always said it would be two midfielders. I don't think it'd be three. I think I look at the Mason Mount situation now, and I look at Curtis Jones playing recently, and I don't know if Mason Mount is any much better than Curtis Jones. And now Liverpool might be thinking, right, do we actually need... I know a lot of talk is about Barella at the moment. If Liverpool pull off Barella, right?
That'll be a cold move.
If Liverpool pull off McAllister and Barella, shut it down. If Liverpool somehow pull off Barella, do you know what make me laugh though, Ends? If Liverpool pull off Barella and Alex McAllister, right? Klopp will get all the praise, not the owners. But if the owners, but if the owners only buy McAllister but keep Hendo and Fabinho and don't buy Ugarte, then the owners will get the blame.
It's crazy, isn't it?
You can't
win. Gotta love our fan base.
I'm not even having like love with the owners or anything. I just think it's mad that we always go to the same source to blame all the time when Jurgen's in charge, man. If Jurgen wants a player, if Jurgen feels like that player can do a job for him, when was the last time, apart from Jude Bellingham, when was the last time Klopp didn't get a player he didn't want?
To Tchouaméni as well.
Yeah, but he chose Real Madrid, to be fair. It's not like we went in for him, though. It's not like we went in for him.
No, he normally does. He normally gets a player, and that's why it's so frustrating because once he identifies a player, we have to wait.
Yeah.
That's just how Klopp works. As soon as he knows the man he wants, he's like, nope, we're waiting. And we're like, there's about 100 other players that could give us what this guy is going to give us. No. We need this guy. So we just have to kind of wait and see, man. But to your point, we tend to get the players he wants.
Barella is in the Champions League final. He ain't leaving. Yeah, but they ain't winning it. Look, if Inter play Real Madrid, clip me up on this because it might come back to haunt me. And if it does, I apologise for it, right? Inter are getting destroyed by either City or Real Madrid. That Champions League semi-final between the two Milan teams was one of the worst semi-finals I've literally ever seen at the highest competition in world football. It was dog shit. Luton's game the other day in the playoffs was better. All right? I'm putting it out there. It's hard to buy Italians. I'm not like getting Italians to leave Italy is very difficult. You usually only buy the shit ones. That's usually what happens, like Aquilani and stuff like that the Italians don't actually want. They don't acknowledge. You get them ones, and Zola and all that, who's extremely overrated, that go to Chelsea and stuff like that. But Yeah, and Vialli's of this world. But recent times, people like Barella's and all that, I think they have a tendency to want to stay in Italy, don't they?
Hmm.
And they
No,
like playing for
they
all the
do.
clubs as well.
No,
Like
they do.
Inter,
They do.
AC, Juventus, Roma, and they go in triangles around them, don't they?
I think it's because they really respect their league. It's and with our talent as well in England, they tend to stay. But I think we're finding a lot more the English players are venturing abroad, where the Italians and you'd say most of the Spanish guys, the ones that actually don't really venture outside of Spain. I think it's just always been a thing. They prefer to be at home. The food's good. The weather is always great.
I wouldn't leave Italy.
Um,
I
you
wouldn't
know what I
leave
mean?
Italy.
So,
Why would you?
yeah, why would
Why
you want to
would you,
leave,
man?
man?
Why would you? You got
Get
that
paid decent.
Mediterranean sun, great food. Have you ever seen a fat Italian? Not really.
Nope.
They say pasta's bad for you. Big up Don becoming a member. Much love,
Big up,
my
Dom.
friend. Thank you very much. Big up Jack. I really want Liverpool top 4. So do we. Big up Cav in the house. Big up Jay. Sorry, been busy. They were
93
no
Cav is
worries,
in the
Cav.
building. Big up, Cav.
Big up, man. Big up, big up, big up. Yeah, look. I think Liverpool can finish in the top 4. If we do, I think we could actually finish third. I've seen more madder things happen. But look, if Liverpool finish 5th at the end of the day, it's where Liverpool deserve to finish at the end. We left things too late.
Left it too late.
Is anyone a bit irritated that Klopp didn't change it sooner?
Yeah, I was, but then he changed it, so I'm okay now.
You reckon if he changed it like 4 weeks earlier?
Jamie, when I was calling for it, he should have changed it. And this was back before we went away to the World Cup. Yeah, it's
October,
silly.
November time, weren't we?
This needed to change the system. You could see that it wasn't working. You could see that even our transition play was dead in the water. We didn't seem like we had any pattern of play. If he would have changed it then, and then what I thought was, once he changed it and we started playing a diamond and we went to the 4-2-3-1, I was like, we're winning games, getting results. Yeah. Then we went away on that little mini break and played those friendlies against Lyon, AC Milan.
And he went,
and then he went back. And I'm like, oh my days.
So Klopp's gone a bit. He went for his mental stage. Hopefully, we've got the old Klopp back now, where everything's kosher. But yeah, look, I remember arguing with people. People were telling me, like, I used to get comments after my videos of certain people. I ain't going to name them because I don't want to embarrass them. But they go to me, "Oh, Jamie, what do you want Klopp to do?" Because the Kloppites. What do you want Klopp to do with these players? These players are not up for it no more. They're dog shit. They're crap. They can't do it anymore. What do you want Klopp to do? So this is all FSG's fault. And I always said was, you're telling me all these players are dead. That Klopp can't do anything with these players. You're telling me a change of system, a change of formation, putting a player here, putting a player there, that we can't play better football. Same players are playing right now. We could win 9 on the trot at the end of the season because he's changed the system. He's changed little tweaks here and there.
Should have tweaked it a long time. Tweak it, and we start winning games of football.
It's amazing.
Do your job, Klopp. And he's now doing it. I'm happy, man. I'm happy now.
No, I'm happy. Once you, what we all been saying, you and me, especially most of the season, is that we're pissed with Klopp because he's not doing his job properly. And now he's doing his job properly. You see what happens.
Win 9 games in a row, hopefully. So let's see what happens.
Exactly, guys. So there we have it, guys. Thanks everyone for joining. I think we're finishing the top 4. Ends is.
I'm still staying there.
Few splinters in his butt. He's got a few splinters in his butt. He's sitting on that fence.
Yeah. 5th place. 5th place we'll take.
So if we finish 5th, it is what it is, yeah? But Europa League ain't a shit competition. I think the English media make it worse.
I can't wait to play in it.
Look, I'm going to say it right now. Liverpool finish 5th this season. It is what it is. We move on. I think we're going to be tremendous next season, by the way. I actually think Liverpool are going to be in a title challenge next season. I'm that confident. All right. And we do what we do in Europa League. But for me, we have to get to the final of that competition. I'm looking at West Ham in the semis right now. No, last season. And in the semis of conference now. And they got to the semis last season. Rangers got to the final. Oh, what was the final they got of? It was Europa League, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they always get spanked anyway, bro.
But Rangers got to the final of the Europa League. Liverpool, look, you might as well just write Liverpool's name in Europa League.
The last time it was there was when we had Torres, and I thought we could have won that, and then obviously the one when Sturridge scored that wonder goal, and yeah, we know what happened then.
Big up, guys. Big up. Right, guys. I know it is Real Madrid and Man City now. Before you go, scores, ends on that game.
3-1 Real Madrid.
3-1 Real Madrid.
Mm.
I think Man City are going to do it on penalties.
Yeah, I got 3-1 Real Madrid.
I'm going to go 1-1 in the game, and but Man City win it on penalties.
Some of these scores are crazy still. Was it 4-0 from Captain Sal? Finally, Captain Sal, you changed your name back. Well done, mate. Because I was, that other name.
4-0 City. Look, I think City are a better team than Real Madrid, but I don't think Real Madrid are that good. I mean, it's mad. I don't actually think they're that great.
Do you know?
I thought Liverpool. I looked at them last season. Real Madrid shouldn't have won a single game from the knockout stage last season. They were terrible
because they're that good, Jamie.
But they just know how to win games of football in Europe. And
you never know where their goals coming from.
Yeah,
you don't know
the difference. That's the difference between Real Madrid and probably everyone else in Europe. Real Madrid just know how to win this competition. They don't need. They were crap against Chelsea. They were crap against City. They were crap against Liverpool in the final. But they just know how to just win games.
You don't know how they're going to score their goal, Jamie. They're just a team that they could be like 3 players in an attacking position and then they score. And you're like, but there's only 3 players and we got the whole team back. How did they score? They're just good. They're just good, man.
They're just quality. Jamie, who do you want to win? Part of me wants part of me wants Man City to win, right?
Why?
Because if Man City win the treble, it shuts United up forever, right? Because they do me head in, right? Because Liverpool won a treble, and no one ever calls it a treble because it was a League Cup instead of an FA Cup.
Oh no, it's a treble.
When we won the Premier, we won the old First Division, the European Cup, and the League Cup, yeah. But it's not a treble because it won the FA Cup, yeah. So
3 trophies counts as a treble to me, unless I'm living in a different world. But
it's not the treble though. Apparently, right? Apparently, I didn't know there was such thing as a treble, the treble, and I swear only Man United fans have made this up. About
that's if you win 3 trophies, that's a treble.
It's a treble, yeah. But apparently, Man United fans say no. The treble apparently is FA Cup, Premier League, and European Cup. And every time I ask a Man United fan, is where in the rules in world football does it say that the treble is only an FA Cup, a European Cup, and a Premier League? Like, where is it something Man United have only just made up because they're the only team that's done it? So they've made up the treble. When I go to a pub and I go, all right, I'll have a treble jack, yeah? They don't go, no, this is a double. And
it's not the actual treble.
The one on top is not a treble. We can't count that as a treble. It's 3 shots, but it's not a treble, mate. It's
not the right
double
one.
And just an extra shot because you're nice. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's just mad. It's just mad. But yeah, fuck it. United, I don't get it. It's a part of that, man. I just want to see United fans squirm. But then again, I don't want City to win anything because the problem is City keep winning. They're going to catch up with everyone's honours. And we don't want that to happen.
You don't want to end up as them being the team that catches us.
Big up Real Madrid. Come on, Real Madrid. Right, let's go and enjoy it. Let's go and enjoy it. Big up to everyone. I'll be back tomorrow for the watch along between Brighton and Newcastle. Yes, I'm doing it to myself.
Let's see.
Big up, guys. See you tomorrow.
There you go.
And don't forget to subscribe to NT